Hello everyone, this is Bindu Prabha Sahu. Welcome you all to our YouTube channel SNAPS Biology. So, in this practice set, we will be discussing about biotechnology and bioinformatics. Okay, so this is the part B. The part A has already been discussed by Sweta ma'am and you all have gave your good responses. Okay, so in this practice set, before discussing, I have put one question in the community page and many of you have voted. Okay, not so many of you, but some of you have voted, and 75% of you, those who have voted, go with your option A, right? So in this practice set we will be discussing that question. Okay, तो क्या होगा उसका answer, and I will give you a detailed explanation. Okay, so before discussing, let me tell you, if you are new to this channel or if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, then do subscribe, press the bell icon next to the subscription button, select all so that you can get all the notifications whenever a new video comes up. Okay, hit like, share and do subscribe. Okay, so let's start. Question number 1. Which of the following is a dual resistant vector? Option A, M13, B, PUC18, C, PUC19, okay, option D, PBr322. Okay, so इसका आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन डी, that is PBr322. Okay, तो देखते हैं what is this PBr322. So this PBr322 is a plasmid vector. Okay, so this is a plasmid vector of what? Escherichia coli. Clear? And it is extensively used for cloning purpose. Okay, for which purpose? For cloning purpose. Clear? So this is first constructed vector which was created in the year 1977 in the laboratory of Herbert Boyer. Okay, so here this P stands for plasmid. Okay, then B stands for what? Bolivar, and R stands for Rodriguez. Clear? And these two are the name of researchers who constructed this for the first time. Okay, clear? Understood? So it is this PBr322 has 4361 base pairs. Clear? And they have 2 antibiotic resistant genes. Okay, so that's why PBr322 is called as a dual resistant vector. Okay, understood? Why PBr322 is called as a dual resistant vector? Because it has 2 antibiotic resistant genes. Okay, so it contains the resistance gene for your ampicillin, clear, and tetracycline. Understood? That is AMPR and PETR. क्लियर? एम्पिसिलिन एंड टेट्रासाइक्लिन के लिए इसके पास रेजिस्टेंट जीन प्रेजेंट है. क्लियर? देन another thing that you should know, that it contains a unique multiple cloning region. Okay, with restriction sites for more than 40 restriction enzymes. Okay, clear? Now come to this M13. So M13 is a virus, okay, which infects E. coli. Clear? M13 is a virus which infects this E. coli. Understood? And it is used as a vector for the DNA recombination process. Okay, M13 is used as a vector for DNA recombination process. Clear? Now, PUC18 and PUC19. Okay, these are also cloning vectors. Okay, these are also cloning vectors, but these are, हमारा क्वेश्चन में क्या दिया है? डुअल रेजिस्टेंट वेक्टर, राइट? सो ये डुअल रेजिस्टेंट वेक्टर नहीं है. ओके, दीज आर नॉर्मल क्लोनिंग वेक्टर्स. अंडरस्टूड? क्लियर? सो इसका आंसर हमारा क्या हो गया? ऑप्शन डी. क्लियर? नाउ कम टू द क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. The antisense gene involved in the production of flavor sour tomato is. Okay, कौन सा antisense gene हमारे flavor sour tomato production में involve है? Option A polygalacturonase, then option B lactamase, option C adenosine deaminase, option D glutathione transferase. Okay, so flavor sour tomato. Okay, this is the first genetically engineered what? Or genetically modified food crop. Clear? So it has the license for human consumption. Okay, you can have this flavor sour tomato in your diet. Clear? So by genetic modification, the ripening process of this tomato was what? Slowed down. Clear? इसका ripening process क्या हो गया? Slowed down हो गया. Okay, that's why what happened? Soft rotting was prevented. Clear? So the technology, clear? The technology that used here is the antisense gene. Clear? Here antisense gene. Okay, an antisense gene against the enzyme polygalacturonase. Okay, the antisense gene against the enzyme, this enzyme polygalacturonase was used. Okay, that which inactivate it. Clear? So this enzyme normally degrades the pectin. Okay, it degrades the pectin. Okay, it degrades the pectin. Understood? So it degrades the pectin of the cell wall and it results in the softening of tissue. Clear? So फिर से बोल देती हूँ, flavor sour tomato is the first genetically modified crop which has the license for human consumption. Okay, so by genetic modification, the ripening process of the tomato was slowed down for preventing soft rot. Okay, so the technology used is the antisense gene against the enzyme, this enzyme polygalacturonase. Okay, and thereby inactivating it. Okay, so this enzyme normally does what? It normally degrades the pectin of the cell wall and results in the softening of the tissue. Okay, understood? तो इसका क्या हो जाएगा आंसर? Option A. Okay, the antisense gene involved in the production of flavor sour tomato is what? The gene for the enzyme polygalacturonase. Okay, now come to question number 3. Yeast-2 hybrid system involves the use of option A domains of transcription factors, B histone proteins, C 2-point crossovers, D homologous recombination. Okay, so yeast-2 hybrid system. Okay, short में क्या बोलते हैं इसे? Y2H. Okay, Y2H. Okay, so this is a technique. Okay, this is a technique which is used to detect the protein-protein interaction. Okay, so this system, this one is a technique that is used to detect what? Protein interaction. Clear? And protein DNA interaction. Okay, so इसका आंसर क्या हो जाएगा? Option A, that is domains of transcription factors. Okay, it involves the use of the domains of transcription factors, that is the proteins. Okay, understood? So इसका आंसर हो जाएगा क्या? Option A. Now come to question number 4. Carymulis is associated with option A gel retardation assay, B chain termination reaction, C RFLP, D PCR. So what is this RFLP? What? Restriction fragment length polymorphism. Okay, restriction, fragment length, polymorphism. Okay, so this is a DNA technique which detect the variations in the homologous DNA sequences. Okay, clear? So in the RFLP analysis, the variations of the fragments of DNA obtained after treating with a specific endonuclease enzyme. Okay, and it is then analyzed for polymorphism. Clear? So ये हो गया RFLP. Then PCR. PCR is the polymerase chain reaction. Okay. So Kary-Mullis is associated with PCR, that is polymerase chain reaction. Okay. So this is a molecular biology technique which is used to what? Amplify the DNA sample. Clear? So this technique, that is PCR, was developed by whom? Developed by Kary-Mullis in the year 1983. Okay. Then दिया हुआ है gel retardation assay. Okay, it is also known as your electrophoretic mobility shift assay. Okay, that is electrophoretic mobility shift assay. Clear? It is also an electrophoresis technique which is used to detect the protein DNA or protein RNA interaction. Clear? Protein DNA, protein RNA interaction. Clear? Then chain termination reaction. So chain termination reaction, it is a DNA sequencing method, okay, which was proposed by Frederick Sanger in 1977. Clear? Understood? So इसका आंसर हो गया क्या? Option D. Kary-Mullis is associated with what? PCR, polymerase chain reaction. Now, question number 5. The Cre-Lox system uses one of the following. Okay, Cre-Lox system क्या use करता है इनमें से? Option A, DNA kinase, B, creatine phosphatase, C, DNA recombinase, D, S1 nuclease. तो पहले जान लेते हैं कि what is this Cre-Lox system. Okay, so it is a site specific recombination technique. Okay, site specific recombination technique which is used to induce large scale mutation in specific regions of DNA by deletion, by insertion or by translocation. Okay, so it uses the recombinase enzyme. Okay, this enzyme DNA recombinase. Okay, so it uses a recombinase enzyme called the Cre recombinase or the simply DNA recombinase. Okay, also Cre recombinase. Okay, clear? A pair of short target sequence which is called the log sequence. क्या क्या जरूरत है? Cre recombinase, then log sequences. So इसके लिए इसका नाम क्या है? Cre-Lox. Okay, recombinase enzyme and which sequence? Log sequence. Clear? What is this? It is a site specific recombination technique. Clear? So the Cre enzyme, okay, that is the Cre recombinase and the LOX sequence, the LOX P site. Okay, they are originally derived from the bacteriophage P1. Okay, so P1 से derive हुआ है, so P site. Clear? So हमारा पूछा है कि क्या यूज करता है, तो रिकॉम्बिनेस यूज करता है. ओके, सो डीएनए रिकॉम्बिनेस या फिर क्री रिकॉम्बिनेस अगर देता तो क्री रिकॉम्बिनेस होता. ओके, सो आंसर विल बी ऑप्शन सी. नाउ कम टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 6. His tagged proteins can be eluted from nickel columns using, okay, his tagged proteins. Okay, option A, imidazole, B, ammonium hydroxide, C, 6-XSSC, D, 0.25 HCl. Okay, so imidazole is used for what? It is used for purification of his tagged proteins. Clear? So imidazole is used for the purification of his tag. His tag matlab histidine tag. So it uses the technique what? Chromatography. Chromatography. Clear? So this his tag protein are first run through a nickel ion column. Okay. Then the histidine as a result bound to the nickel ion column and the other impurities will elute out. Okay. So the bound his tagged proteins can be then eluted by passing excessive amount of imidazole through the column. Okay. तो आंसर क्या हो जाएगा? Imidazole. Option A will be the correct answer. Clear? Now come to question number 7. DNA base pairs in the human genome are about option A 2 into 10 to the power 7, option B 3 into 10 to the power 9, option C 4 into 10 to the power 8, option D 7 into 10 to the power 7. Okay, so there are 3 billion base pairs and containing about 19,000 to 20,000 proteins coding gene. Okay, protein coding genes अगर पूछता तो क्या होता? 19,000 to 20,000. Okay, base pairs पूछा है human genome में तो 3 billion. Okay, 3 into 10 to the power 9. Now come to question number 8. Urea and formamide can option A increase TM of DNA, B decrease the TM of DNA, C helps faster reannealing of DNA, does not affect denaturation of DNA. Okay, so what is TM? TM refers to the what? Melting temperature. Okay, melting temperature. Clear? So formamide, what it does, it lowers the melting temperature of DNA. Okay, and this melting temperature depends upon the G plus C composition. Okay, G plus C composition के ऊपर depend करता है. क्यों? There are 3 bonds. Okay, clear? So urea and formamide, they do what? They decrease the melting temperature. Okay, decrease the TM of DNA. Option B will be the correct answer. Understood? Now come to question number 9. The first transgenic plant to be produced is option A rice, option B maize, option C cotton, option D tobacco. Okay, so the first genetically engineered plant is an antibiotic resistant tobacco. Okay, antibiotic resistant tobacco. Okay, which was developed in the year 1982. Okay, and in the year 1986 the insect resistant tobacco was produced. Okay, clear? 1986 में क्या प्रोड्यूस हुआ था? insect resistant tobacco. क्लियर? तो यहाँ पे एक इंसेक्टिसाइडल प्रोटीन यूज किया गया था एंड दैट वाज फ्रॉम द बैक्टीरिया Bacillus thuringiensis. राइट? क्लियर? तो इंसेक्ट रेजिस्टेंट 1986 में. ओके, लेकिन सिर्फ यहाँ पे फर्स्ट ट्रांसजेनिक प्लांट दिया हुआ है. तो टोबैको जो पहले डेवलप हुआ था 1982 में, but that was not the insect resistant one. Okay, but if the question was the first genetically modified food crop, then that would be your flower saver tomato. Okay, now come to question number 10. Explants used for tissue culture can be taken from option A bud, option B root tip, option C nodal stem segments. Okay, so for tissue culture technique we can use the explants generated from the bud, root tip as well as from the nodal stem segments. Okay, तो इसका आंसर क्या हो जाएगा? ऑप्शन डी, that is all of the above. Okay, now come to question number 11. The first crop plant genome that was sequenced. The first crop plant genome that was sequenced. Okay, option A maize, option B wheat, option C rice, option D barley. तो क्या होगा? ये हो जाएगा हमारा राइस. क्लियर? सो दिस वाज राइस वाज द फर्स्ट crop whose whole genome was sequenced. Okay, तो कौन से राइस वेराइटी था? ओराइजा ग्लैबेरिमा. Okay, Oryza glaberrima, that is the African rice. कब किया गया था? 2010 में. ओके, सो इसका आंसर हो जाएगा क्या? ऑप्शन सी. नाउ कम टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 12. Which of the following molecules is useful as a measure of relatedness beyond species level between organisms? ओके, क्वेश्चन थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है. नहीं, कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लग रहा है लेकिन कुछ कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं है. ओके, कहा गया है कि बियॉन्ड द स्पीसीज लेवल बिटवीन द ऑर्गेनिज्म. ओके, कौन सा मॉलिक्यूल यूजफुल है फॉर द मेजर ऑफ रिलेटेडनेस? ओके, तो which RNA? Ribosomal RNA. Okay, so answer will be option C, that is ribosomal RNA. Okay, answer हो जाएगा option C. Clear? Now come to question number 13. Indole 3-acetic acid is what? A gibberellin, a cytokinin, an auxin, none of these. You all know that indole 3-acetic acid is what? An auxin. Option C will be the correct answer. Okay. Now come to question number 14. Hairy root cultures are produced using hairy root culture. Okay. So hairy root culture क्या है? So hairy root culture, it is a method in plant genetic engineering. Okay. So here what happens? In vitro production of secondary metabolites is done using the recombination technology. Okay. So when the roots of a plant are affected, okay, are infected by this Agrobacterium rhizogenes. Okay, what is this Agrobacterium rhizogenes? It is a naturally occurring what? Soil bacterium. Clear? So when this occurs, this infects, what happens? There will be induction of the production of opines. Okay, in the host cell. Clear? Opines will be produced in the host cells. Okay, so they contain a root inducing plasmid which is known as what? RI plasmid. Okay, RI plasmid. Okay, which induce the extensive production of the plants. Okay, production in the plants. So the cells of these extensively grown roots are what? Neoplastic. Okay, they are neoplastic. That means they have indefinite growth. Okay, they have indefinite growth. Okay, and thus they can be effectively used in the tissue culture technique for the high growth rate compared to the untransferred root cells. Okay, so hairy root cultures are produced by using what? Your Agrobacterium rhizogenes. Understood? Now come to question number 15. Which of the following is used as a fusogene? Okay, option A polyethylene glycol, option B CAMV, option C Sendai virus, option D adenovirus. Okay, so fusogene is what? Fusogene is a chemical agent which facilitates or induces the cell-cell fusion. Okay, it facilitates what? Cell-cell fusion in vitro cytoplasmic hybridization experiments. Okay, so the cytoplasmic hybrids are called as what? Cybrids. Clear? So as fusogene, we use what? We use this polyethylene glycol. Okay, so polyethylene glycol is used as a fusogene. Okay, to perform this cell-cell fusion in the in vitro cytoplasmic hybridization processes. Okay, so now come to the question number 16. The main difference between a plasmid and episome is. Okay, plasmid और episome में main difference क्या है? Option A, plasmid is circular but episome is linear. Option B, episome is circular but plasmid is linear. Option C, plasmid can be inserted into the host genome but not the episome. Episome can be inserted into the host genome but not the plasmid. ओके ये हो जाएगा क्लियर. एपिसोम कैन बी इंसर्टेड इनटू द होस्ट जीनोम. ओके क्लियर. सो ऑप्शन डी विल बी द करेक्ट आंसर. ओके episomes can be inserted into the host genome. Okay, now come to question number 17. The year of launching the Human Genome Project, HGP, right? Human Genome Project is, कब Human Genome Project launch हुआ था? ऑप्शन ए 1992, ऑप्शन बी 1990, ऑप्शन सी 1989, ऑप्शन डी 1991. Okay, so this Human Genome Project is an international research project which was developed for the determination of the complete genome sequence of human. Okay, so the project was initiated in the year 1990. Okay, and it was completed in the year 2003. Okay, and the financial support was provided through NIH by the US government. Okay, US government, NIH, that is your National Institute of Health, इसके थ्रू फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड किया था फॉर दिस ह्यूमन जीनोम प्रोजेक्ट. ओके, स्टार्ट हुआ था 1919 में, खत्म हुआ कि कब? 2003 में. ओके, सो ईयर ऑफ लॉन्च क्या है? 1990. ऑप्शन बी विल बी द करेक्ट आंसर. ओके, नाउ कम टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 18. Polyhedrin protein is associated with one of the following viruses. Okay, HIV, HSV, RSV, and PV. Okay, so these polyhedrin proteins, they form what? They form what? Occlusion bodies. Okay, they form occlusion bodies in baculovirus. Clear? So it forms a large protective structure that safeguards the viral particles from external harsh environments. Okay, so this polyhedrin occurs in NPV. Okay, NPV मतलब क्या? NPV मतलब न्यूक्लियर polyhedrosis virus. Okay, clear? And GV for granulovirus. Clear? So this polyhedrins is associated with which virus? NPV, nuclear polyhedrosis virus. Okay, तो NPV and GV बोथ के साथ एसोसिएटेड है, पर GV तो नहीं है ऑप्शन में. NPV will be the correct answer. Okay, option D. Now come to question number 19. The chemical used for visualizing RNA in an agarose gel is, option A ethidium bromide, option B DMSO, option C PMSF, option D SDS. तो एगारोस जेल में आरएनए को विजुअलाइज करने के लिए क्या यूज होता है? इथिडियम ब्रोमाइड. ऑप्शन ए विल बी द करेक्ट आंसर. ओके, नाउ कम टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 20. द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट यूज ऑफ हाइब्रिडोमा टेक्नोलॉजी. हाइब्रिडोमा टेक्नोलॉजी क्यों यूज होता है? ओके, सो in the present day this hybridoma technology is the most commonly used method for accessing the monoclonal antibodies. Okay, the monoclonal antibodies. तो आंसर तो हो जाएगा क्या? This one, that is the production of monoclonal antibodies. Okay, so this monoclonal antibodies are secreted from hybridoma cells. Okay, so hybridoma cells are created by what? By fusing a collection of short-lived antibodies producing B cells. Okay, with immortal what? Myeloma cells. Clear? Understood? So hybridoma technology का most important use क्या है? Production of monoclonal antibodies. Okay, now come to question number 21. The chemical used to facilitate the direct uptake of DNA by a protoplast is, okay, so option A cellulose, option B sucrose, option C PEG, option D mannose. तो PEG का full form क्या है? Polyethylene glycol. Okay, so the effects of this PEG are not specific. Okay, so that's why it promotes the aggregation and fusion of protoplast from the same or different species. Okay, so that's why it is used to facilitate the direct uptake of DNA by the protoplast during protoplastic fusion. Okay, So answer will be option C. Now come to question number 22. Which of the following is a herbicide resistant gene? Okay, which gene is herbicide resistant? Option A bar, option B HPT, option C chitinase, option D oxidase. Okay, ये तो नहीं होगा, तो और रह गए क्या? bar and HPT. Okay, so bar is for what? Bialaphos. हाँ, BIALAPHOS. Okay, so this bar gene confers resistance to the herbicide Bialaphos, that is bar, and it has been characterized. Okay, so this bar gene was originally cloned from Streptomyces hygroscopicus, okay, which is an organism which produces the tripeptide Bialaphos as a secondary metabolite. Okay, so this bar gene is a herbicide resistant. The answer will be option A. Now come to question number 23. Which of the following act as the inducer of Bhir operon? Okay, which one acts as the inducer of Bhir operon? Kanamycin, hygromycin, penicillin, acetylsyringon. Okay, so क्या होगा? This one. Okay, option D will be the correct answer. Acetylsyringon act as the inducer of Bhir operon. Okay, now come to question number 24. The RAPD markers are option A recessive marker, option B codominant marker, option C dominant marker, option D polymorphic marker. Okay, so RAPD का full form क्या है? It represents random amplified polymorphic what? DNA. Clear? So random amplified polymorphic DNA. Okay, so it is a PCR, that is polymerase chain reaction based technique, which is used for identifying genetic variation. Okay, and these RADP markers are the dominant markers. Okay, option C will be the correct answer. Okay, so this RADP technique, the RADP marker involves the use of a single arbitrary primer in a polymerase chain reaction, which result in the amplification of many discrete DNA proteins. Okay, so it thus behaves as a dominant genetic marker. Okay, now come to question number 25. The pH of an aqueous solution is 4. What is its pOH? We know that pH plus pOH will be what? 14. तो pH दे दिया है 4, तो pOH क्या होगा? 14 minus 4, that will be 10. Okay, so option C will be the correct answer. 4, 3, 12 नहीं होंगे. Clear? Now come to question number 26. The primary host for HIV-1 virus are option A monocytes, option B T4 helper cells, option C T8 killer or suppressor cells, option D B cells. Okay, so this HIV, this infects the white blood cells in the body's immunity system, okay, or immune system, called the T helper cells. Okay, that is also known as your what? CD4 cells. Clear? CD4 cells को अटैक करता है, तो क्या होगा? T4 helper cells. Okay, option B will be the correct answer. The primary host for HIV-1 virus is what? Are T4 helper cells. Okay, now come to question number 27. The unit of organization and functioning of living system is what? We all know that. The answer will be cell. Okay, cell is the basic, fundamental, structural unit of organism. Okay, so it is the unit of organization and functioning of living system. So answer will be option A. Now come to question number 28. The pressure of 14.7 pounds per square inch is equivalent to, remember this, 1 atm is equal to 14.7 psi. psi मतलब pounds per square inch. Okay, so 14.7 psi क्या होगा? क्या होगा? It is equivalent to 1 atmospheric pressure. Okay, option A will be the correct answer. Now come to question number 29. Nitrogen liquefies at option A minus 196 Kelvin, option B minus 196 degree Celsius, ऑप्शन सी 77 डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट, ऑप्शन डी -273 केल्विन। अगर नहीं पता है तो याद कर लो, नाइट्रोजन लिक्विफाइज एट -196 डिग्री सेल्सियस, ओके, दैट इज इक्वल टू 320 डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट, ओके, अंडरस्टूड, -320 डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट, ओके। नाउ कम टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 30. Who among the following scientists was responsible for adopting X-rays for clinical imaging? Okay, clinical imaging के लिए पहले कौन से साइंटिस्ट एक्सरे अडॉप्ट किए थे? ओके, सो ऑप्शन ए अर्नस्ट रदरफोर्ड, देन बी नील्स बोर, ऑप्शन सी मैरी क्यूरी, ऑप्शन डी विलियम रोजन। ओके, सो यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा? ऑप्शन डी, क्लियर? So, in 8th November 1895, he produced and detected the electromagnetic radiation in a wavelength range known as X-ray, okay, or the Roentgen rays, clear? So, he got the Nobel Prize in the year 1901 for this discovery, clear? So, answer will be option D. Now come to question number 31. Which of the following amino acids contains sulfur? Option A alanine, option B glutamine, option C tryptophan, option C cysteine. So methionine, cysteine, homocysteine and taurine. Okay, these are the 4 amino acids which contain this sulfur, okay, in their structure. तो क्या होगा आंसर? ऑप्शन डी, that is cysteine, okay. Now come to question number 32. What is the oxidation number of manganese in KMnO4? Okay, so KMnO4, K का वैलेंसी क्या है? +1, Mn का तो हमें पता लगाना है, that is X, O4 का ऑक्सीजन का क्या होता है? -2, तो इंटू 4 हो जाएगा, राइट, इक्वल टू व्हाट? 0, नेट चार्ज 0 है, सो यहाँ पे आ गया 1 + x - 8 इज इक्वल टू व्हाट? 0, सो -7 + x इज इक्वल टू 0, सो x विल बी व्हाट? 7, तो x किसके लिए लिए थे? फॉर मैंगनीज, राइट? सो व्हाट इज द ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर ऑफ मैंगनीज? दैट इज 7 in case of potassium permanganate, okay, KMnO4, clear? Option C will be the correct answer. Now come to question number 33. A restriction enzyme recognizes 4 contiguous base pairs in DNA. What will be the approximate frequency of its occurrence? ये वो question था which I have put in the community page. Okay. So ये कैसे solve करेंगे? So this question was properly solved by one of our subscriber, Priyabrata Sen. Okay. So a huge shout out to him. Okay. So this restriction enzyme recognizes 4 contiguous base pairs. Okay. तो दिया हुआ है क्या? 4BP के बारे में. Okay. 4 base pairs. So there are 2 types of cutters. Okay. One is your frequent cutter. Clear? And the other one is your rare cutter. Clear? So this frequent cutter recognizes and cuts at a distance of every what? 4 base pairs. Okay, so that means each base pair will have chance of what? 1/4. So 1/4 into 1/4 into 1/4 into 1/4. ATGC sequence अगर हम देखें, so it will be what? 1/256. Clear? In case of rare cutter, it recognizes and cuts at a distance of every what? 6 base pair. Okay, so that means 6 chances will be there. So 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4 and 1/4. That means 1/4 to the power what? 6. That is 1 by what? 4096. Clear? So यहाँ पे क्या दिया है? 4 contiguous base pairs in DNA. So that means 256 के आसपास कितने base pairs आएंगे? 300 base pairs. Okay. So this will cut approximately once in 300 base pairs. Okay. तो बेस पेयर्स में है तो बेस पेयर्स में ही आंसर होगा. ओके, ये एक ट्रिक है, राइट. तो केबी 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 यहाँ पे है, वो नहीं होगा. सो आंसर विल बी ऑप्शन ए, दैट इज the restriction enzyme which recognizes the first 4 contiguous base pairs in DNA. It will have the approximate frequency of it will have the occurrence approximately once in 300 base pairs. Okay, now come to question number 34. How many decapeptide variants will result if during peptide synthesis 10 of the 20 amino acids are allowed to be incorporated randomly? Okay, so if we will incorporate 10 of the 20 amino acids randomly, okay, random incorporation यहाँ पे हो रहा है. Okay, so total amino acids कितने हैं हमारे 20. Okay, हमें क्या चाहिए, एक डेकापेप्टाइड चाहिए. डेकापेप्टाइड मीन्स व्हाट, अ पॉलीपेप्टाइड चेन व्हिच कंसिस्ट ऑफ व्हाट, 10 अमीनो एसिड्स. ओके, सो as we are incorporating randomly for each position we have 20 options, right, for each position. Okay, so we will arrange the peptides like this. Clear? कितने हो गए, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 then 9 then 10. Okay, so this is the decapeptide, okay, that we want to what, synthesize. Clear? So each position has how many options, 20 options, right, but there are only 10 positions, right. तो क्या हो गए, हमारे options है 20 and positions है 10. Okay, so remember the formula that number of distinct proteins containing n amino acids is equal to what, 20 to the power n. Okay, so we have how much amino acids, 10 amino acids, तो क्या होगा 20 to the power 10, right. So answer will be option D. Okay, now let's come to question number 35. Which of the following constituents is present in viruses? Option A, protein synthesis platform, that is ribosome. Option B, enzyme system for energy metabolism. Option C, mitochondria. Option D, genetic material. Okay, so a virus has its own genetic material but it doesn't have its own mitochondria or enzyme system or ribosome. ओके, सो आंसर क्या हो जाएगा, ऑप्शन डी, क्योंकि यहाँ पे दिया है क्या, यहाँ पे क्या प्रेजेंट है वायरस में, सो जेनेटिक मटेरियल ही प्रेजेंट होता है. ओके, सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट योर प्रैक्टिस सेट 1 of biotechnology and bioinformatics, the part B. Okay, so I hope you all have understood what I have said or give the information regarding the questions or what we have discussed. Okay, so if you have any doubt you can ask me questions through the comment section. और अगर आपको लग रहा है कि ये आंसर नहीं होगा या फिर कुछ और होगा आंसर, then you can ask me. Okay, you can give your suggestions. Okay, I am open to any suggestion from your side. Okay, so thank you. Do subscribe, like and share as much as possible. Okay, and don't forget to press that bell icon. Okay, thank you.